generation that have been terrorized by the police. Last year, Manuel Jimenez was murdered by the police, and day in and day out, the vendors in this neighborhood are stopped and harassed for trying to make a living, demonized and treated as less than human, criminalized. This is going on all over the country. We're in a situation right now where they have deported a record number of people this year. A record number of people have been deported by this administration, by Obama, the one that's supposed to be the friend of the people. They are harassing and terrorizing and intimidating immigrants. Allowing a generation of people to be killed by these police. We're going to say one more time, no justice, no peace, no murdering ass police. No justice, no peace, no murdering ass police.
So we know this is not just one neighborhood. We know that it's not just one city. We know it's going on in every city in this country, in every neighborhood in this state. And that's why we're out here today. We're saying no more stolen lives.
And I want to put out a call to everybody out here, everybody who's around, everybody who's watching this go through. Because we have the moral responsibility. If it hasn't happened to you, you have the moral responsibility to stand up and not allow this to happen to anybody. A whole generation of Black and Latino youth stopped and frisked. Whole generation of people being killed off, cut down by police bullets in the streets. A whole section of people being railroaded into the prisons and penitentiaries. Executed in Atlanta this year. Troy Davis was put on trial 22 years ago for the murder of a white cop in Georgia. And this was a legal lynching that was carried out against Troy Davis this year. There was no evidence of his guilt. People all over the country got into the streets, all over the world. 1 million people signed petitions to save Troy Davis's life. 7 of the 9 witnesses who initially testified against Troy Davis recanted. They said they were coerced and forced to lie by the police. Every neighborhood in every state, all over the country, day in and day out, shootings, brutality, harassment, all over the country. And this is the day to say no more. No more are we going to allow this brutality to continue. We say can't back. We say fight back. We say can't back. We say fight back. We're about to come up on Rampart Police Station. We're about to come up on a notorious police station for its brutality, for its corruption, for the murder of our people.
Once they got to the hospital, the nurses there told me that the officers were fist fighting with the doctors and the nurses so they would perform CPR on my son. My son died about 34 minutes after he had been shot. I was not notified till the next day. I was looking for my son and we couldn't find him until finally they told us. It's been a year. On October 10th, made a year. Since his murder, the officers have changed the story 4 or 5 times as why they murdered him. It was first he ran, they saw a weapon, he reached into his waistband, he robbed a liquor store, and now they said that he, along with his friends, were brandishing a weapon as they were walking. And I asked them to show me the videos because there was a lot of video cameras that captured on the 6 intersections, and they won't release the videos. They won't release the officer's name. This officer has killed my son, and 2 years prior he killed someone else and continues to patrol the streets of the same city in Linwood. He was released to go back to work 5 days after he killed my son. They won't release this officer's name. So I come here not only for justice for my son, but to try to save lives by making awareness and letting other families know that it can happen to any one of us, and that we need to stand up and do something about it before it's too late.
stop and frisk is what they do to people every day. It's notorious in New York, but they do it all over the country. It's where they stop you from doing nothing.